Hello once again and welcome to Lighthouse, and I am your host Rachel. Welcome once again to our series of the 12 disciples that are mind centers that we have within us that we're trying to waking and train so they're more disciplined and they can serve us in a better way. Now we've been following a series of all these 12 disciples, and now we've come to the eighth disciple that is called Matthew. Matthew, a powerful disciple. This disciple is called Matthew. And Matthew, what I love about Matthew is Matthew, before you can open Matthew, you have to have made certain decisions in your life. You have to have trained yourself in certain ways before Matthew can be activated. Because Matthew is the divine will of God. The divine will of God. Yes, because in man we have two will. We have the human will, and then we have the divine will. And this is the reason why we were given a free will. So the thing about the free will, if you haven't watched that video, please watch the video about the free will. The free will is that you have a human will and then you have the divine will. So now the divine will is Matthew, and Matthew is the divine will center, and this is in the crown center. Remember, consciousness, the crown center, where the divine willpower flows down. And I try to show that it flows down from the crown to the third eye, to the heart, and to the solar plexus. From the crown, the third eye, the heart, and the solar plexus. This is how the divine will flows. And this divine will says, not my will, O Lord, but thine. Not my will, but thine will be done, says Jesus. Not my will, but thine be done. And if you're the Son of God, the Son of the Father, the Son who has seen the Father, and you are walking in this path, and you've come to the point where you've realized and chosen that you are the Son of God, then this is what you are going to choose. Not my will, but thine be done. And there are many, many advantages of choosing the divine will. Because if we look at the human will and what happens to us when we use our human will, we will see very clearly why it is the way it is in our world, in our medical world, in our emotional world, in our physical world, in our psychological world, in our spiritual world. We are using the human will all the time, and this causes all the chaos we have both in our lives and in our world. And it is time we start to step into these shoes, what I call the divine garment. We have to start stepping in and allowing God to have his will. So what we know about the free will, it's a free will, but it's really not free. So you have to understand this. It's a free will to use God's power to do things in the world, but this will is really not free. So when you use your free will and it's not God's will, then you see that you have to enjoy the circumstances, the consequences of using that will, because your body is going to fight against you when you're acting out of the will of God. So the divine will, we will take a look at it. When it is not disciplined, what happens? Here we are. When it is not disciplined, what happens? You force things to happen. You always try to force things to happen. I usually say to people that when you want to do something and the road is hard, it feels like something is saying stop, something is saying no. I feel like there's an angel standing there with a sword and saying, no, this is not the path to follow. This is not the way to go. And then you feel pain because it's as if you're hitting yourself against something that is saying stop. And because you're stubborn, you keep hitting your head in this path that you must follow this path. And there is still something saying no, go the other way. But we never get the message, and we keep struggling, and we hurt our heads, we hurt our bodies because we're hitting against something that is saying this is not the path to follow, take the other way. So if you're trying something, or you're trying to do something, or you're trying to buy something, or you're trying, and the road is always closed, it is a sign that an angel is saying, this is not the path, take another way. So if we understand that, we will know. But the ego, what creates this? The ego creates these desires inside of you that you always want to do something that you shouldn't really have. You don't really need it. This is not your purpose, but you want to do it anyway because the ego wants you to do it. And where does this come from? It comes from the ego. It comes through the ego or the world mind. What do I mean by that? The Facebook people want you to be something. The Facebook people, the Instagram people, the TikTok people, the world mind, everybody is saying this is the thing that is in right now. This is what is happening right now. The world mind, the world picture, the world picture. They always want you to do something or be something, and then you want to just tag along and you want to be like them. And then there's something stopping you that this is not for you. But you never get it. You just never get it. And then what happens? You get confused, you make mistakes, and it costs very costly mistakes that you make in your life. This is very destructive. It's very costly mistakes you make in your life. And then this is operating from the left brain. Remember, we have the left side and then the right side. The left side of your brain and the right side. So the left side is the logical side, very argumentative, always want to be correct and right. And then the right side is the creative side. The creative side, the meditative side, and the side that is more in harmony with the cosmos, with the divine will. And then the left side has disharmony, discord of your organs, your systems, because when you're in argument and you are in discord, it affects your intestines, it affects your bodily system, and then they cannot function the way they're supposed to function. And then this causes a lot of sickness and a lot of struggle and a lot of pain that happens in your body. So, and then you go to the physician, and then you get a medicine or a pill to take to cure the problem, when the problem really is that you should be less logical, less argumentative, less being on the ego side and going to the right side of your brain and listening to the will of God. Now we look at it when we come to the listening, when you train this disciple called Thomas. What happens is that you have intuitive understanding. Intuitive understanding means that you listen more to your intuition. Your intuition for God's voice is always very small and soft. So you need to shut down to be able to hear God's voice. Many people say, I don't hear God speak to me. Yes, it does, every second of every minute. But if you don't shut up or be in a state where you're always like more calm, less stress, more in peace, you can still go to work but still be in this state of in peace in your mind. You don't follow the world way and always aggressive with everything, that you're more a calmer person. And when you're more calm, because you've learned to do meditation, which is a must, if you have to be on this path. If you cannot meditate, I don't know what else to say. How you can listen to God and how you can grow higher, you must begin to learn how to meditate. This is a must. This is a, like you're building a house, this is a foundation that you must be able to go in your stillness, your quietness, and you can be and just do nothing and just listen to what God has to say, because he has a lot to say sometimes, and then he tells you his divine will. So the divine will here, where the desire comes in your heart, you always feel that it's a desire. He places a desire in your heart, not in your head, not in your stomach, in your heart. You will feel it, that there's a desire placed in your heart. And when a desire has been placed in your heart, you know it's divine will. And then another reason how you know it's divine will is that when a desire is placed, it is given both the power, the plan, and the execution or expression. It tells you when a desire comes in your heart, for you to know it's from God. It gives you the power to carry it out. It gives you the plan. How am I going to carry this out? It gives you first the power, then it gives you the plan how to carry it out, then it gives you the execution. It makes it come to pass. You don't have to struggle. It's just like you're gliding on butter. It happens because that then you know that this is really from God. Because if you have a desire like the human desire, the human will, you find out that there's always something you really cannot carry it out. You can't bring it to pass, but you try anyway. And then when you cannot try enough, then you start to use other methods, or the crazy, nasty, wicked methods to get it done. But when it's the will of God, it just comes like butter. It just happens smoothly. It happens without stress. It happens. It just, everything is provided for. So the more we listen to this, the more we get to understand God better and ourselves better. So when you're listening to God, you're on the right side of the brain, which is the creative side of the brain, and you are connected to the divine will. You are always connected to what God wants to do. And you are this humble son that says, not my will, but thine be done, O Lord. And then you're in harmony and balance. Your body has harmony and balance. Balance is also important. Balance, you must have balance. And you have balance of the mind, the body, the mind, and the spirit. The balance of the body, the mind, and the spirit. This causes harmony of all three. Because if the body is sick, well, the mind is also, it's not the mind is sick, the body is sick, and then the spirit cannot be connected to the body. The spirit is outside of the body. That's your soul. You cannot connect if the body is sick. So when you are in balance, your body is in balance, your mind is in balance, and you're in meditation, you cannot connect. It's like a frequency, a signal connected, like your antenna is correct. You can get signals which are very soft and very soft signals that you can hear divine will. And when you have divine will, that means your life is flowing just the way it's supposed to flow. So this is the disciple Matthew, and you can activate it whenever you want. You feel ready. It's inside you. It's just dormant. It's untrained, and then it's acting on the egoic side, the logical left side of the brain, until the day you decide to activate it and start walking divinely. The other side will keep operating, and you keep having problems in your life. So this is about the disciple Matthew. Thank you for watching. Until I see you in the next disciple, remember, I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace, peace, peace. peace.